After 3 years doing Uber and Lyft, I'm done. You want to know why? Just listen to the rest of the video. What's up, everybody? This is Ovaya Inspiración. It's been a long time since I have made a video, but I have valid reasons, right? I have a 3-month-old baby boy, so ever since my wife gave birth to him, man, there was no time for videos. I thought I was gonna make some videos. I thought I was gonna do a bunch of things. It ain't right. Man, I even thought I was going to be going to the beach often. Psych. And the beach is only 20 minutes away. Anyways, but that's not what we're talking about. I just wanted to let you know why I have not made any videos lately because of that. But I hope you guys doing well. I hope you guys had a great Christmas and having a great upcoming New Year's. And start off the new year fresh. But today we're going to be talking about why I left Uber and Lyft. But first, let's talk about how long I have been doing Uber and Lyft. So let me take you back to a few years ago. So I've been living in Miami for almost 6 years. And when I moved here, I didn't have a car. I was using my wife, who at that time, my girlfriend, right? I was using her car to go to work. Because I was further away and she was only like 15 minutes away and whatnot. So when I actually moved closer to her, my former pastor encouraged me and recommended me to buy a bicycle to go to work. I never thought about it, but it wasn't a bad idea because I love bike riding. So I bought myself a good $600 bike. Well, he gave me a $100 discount, $500 bike, and it was great. I used it. I still have it. It's been a while I haven't used it because, again, I have a baby boy and we've been home helping out my wife. But I will start using it again. So I bought this beautiful mountain bike, a Trek mountain bike. And I started using it for work every day except for the days that it rained. It was a 35-minute going and coming back from work. It was awesome. Then I remember I started doing Uber Eats. That's where it all started for me. I was doing Uber Eats on my bicycle. I would come home from work, or even on the weekdays, on Saturdays, I would do Uber Eats on my bike for 5 hours. And I would make some money, you know? I didn't have to worry about gas. I didn't have to worry about car maintenance. I didn't have to worry about anything else, right? I had the exercise, which was great, and I just love bike riding. It's very therapeutic for me. So, but then after a while, you know, I got a car and whatnot. I started doing Uber Eats on my car. Then from Uber Eats, I started doing Uber. And then right after that, I started doing Lyft. So it's been about almost 3 years that I've been driving for Uber and Lyft. And let me tell you, it has been a heck of a ride. Right? One of my cars, of course, I put a lot of miles to it, but it was worth it. I mean, my wife and I, we have almost 80,000 plus in debt since we got married, and we already paid off almost 60, right? We're not gonna be debt free yet, but we will in Jesus' name. So we paid off a lot of debt, and it was a lot of sacrifice. So it was definitely worth it. And of course, I had to change my oil like every 2 months, you know, do regular maintenance quicker than most people that do not do Uber and Lyft. And it was quite an experience, you know, so it was dope. All right, so we're going to talk about some of the ratings that I received on Uber and Lyft. However, I did get my numbers wrong when it comes to how many years I've been doing Uber and Lyft, but it's okay. Not that serious. I'll fix it here. So as you see here on that picture, I have been doing Uber for over 4 years, right? And that's between Uber Eats and Uber. But I did stop Uber Eats after a while, and I have done 1,160 trips when it comes to those two. My ratings is 4.95. All right, you see the thumbs up, 80%, and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much a little quick summary. Now let's look at some of the details when it comes to those ratings. All right, so let's look at these ratings. So as I mentioned before, 4.95, right, stars. Now, when it comes to 5 stars, I have 490. 4 stars, 2 people. 3 stars, 4 people. 2 stars, zero. And then 1 star, 4 people. Now, in the beginning, I was hurt. Because, okay, if I get a 4 star, I get a 3 star, whatever. But I got 4 people for a 1 star. That is ridiculous. Like, I don't even kill the mosquito. Oh, I don't know why they gave me a 1 star. Maybe they didn't like my Christian music. I don't know. But I can tell you one story of why I got 1 star, and it was ridiculous. So I remember I picked up these 2 girls who were, they were probably in the early 30s. They were definitely not Americans. They were from another country, somewhere from Europe or whatever. But they were like high class women, fashionable, and very, picky and all that kind of stuff. So they were going to the mall, and I took them to the mall through the highway. And I know there's traffic. Once I get out of the highway on exit 16 on I-Berry Road, for those that knows where that is, here in Miami. And as soon as I turned into that I-Berry Road, one of the girls, she kind of got upset. She was like, "Oh, why did you come this way? This is more traffic." Da 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 da. And in my mind, or actually not in my mind, I actually told her, I'm like, I understand that there's traffic here, but you also could have told me to turn somewhere else if you wanted me to go a different way. And whatever, I just stuff like that. I'm like, she can't get mad at me. I like, first of all, I'm the driver. I'm just following the GPS. Now, if you don't tell me to go to a different route, I'm not going to a different route. I would not have known. So they were upset. And then when I went to the mall, there was a lot of construction going on, and I haven't seen it in a while. And then the store that we were supposed to go to, it seemed like there was like a lot of blockage, and I kind of passed it just by like 10 seconds, and she got mad. And then I did the U-turn. I went, I dropped them off, and boom, whatever. And they probably gave me a 1 star, but I didn't get mad about that. I don't care. But then the other 3 people, what? But it's all good though. I have, out of all the people, 495 stars. That's what matters. That's what mattered. All right. So I'm good. I was happy. All right. So now we're gonna look at the Lyft ratings. As you see in the top, I have done 2,375 rides. I have a 5 star rating, and I've been doing Lyft for 2.9 years. All right. So we're gonna look at the more in details. All right, perfect. So because I have a 5 star rating, I have no negatives. But if you look at the bottom where it says passenger compliments, 278 people like the fact that I had good driving. 248 people like that I was a friendly driver. 237 people like that my car was clean, and 204 people like that I went above and beyond. Those are very important things: keeping your car clean, friendly conversations, good driving. If you need to go above and beyond, an example of going above and beyond can be if they ask me if I can take them to the store or to the ATM before dropping them home. And I always say yes, and they always tip me. So they appreciate those things. So that is my ratings for Uber and Lyft. I enjoyed both apps. I enjoyed many people. I never had an issue with anybody in my driving of 3 or 4 years. So thank God that that was not the case. So here's the big
let's
question.
continue on.
Why did I choose to stop driving for Uber and Lyft? You want to be honest? You want me to be honest? I'm just tired, y'all. I'm just tired. I'm done. I can continue doing it with no problem, but I just don't want to. I want to spend more time with my wife, and especially that I have a son now. I want to spend more time with him. So here's the thing. When I first started doing Uber and Lyft, I was doing it at 5 p.m. That's the time I would normally get out of work. From 5 to like 10, whatever. And by the time I get home, it's like I don't even really get to see my wife. Or if I do, we really don't have much time to hang out because we got to go to sleep. So we would both leave early in the morning to go to work, and then I come home at night at 10:30, sometimes 11. And it's like I did it for a whole year, although we paid off a lot of debt. And then I think it was this year, started in January, I switched it up. I'm like, you know what? Or it was last year, I think it was. I was like, you know what? Let me start doing Uber in the middle of the night. It is a sacrifice, unfortunately, right? It is a sacrifice where I have to sleep earlier and wake up earlier. But the good thing is that when I get home from work, I still have all these hours that I can spend time to do and spend time with my wife. So I would wake up Monday through Friday, on average, 4 to 5 days a week. I would wake up at 2:30 in the morning, and I'll get ready. By 3 o'clock, I'm out the door, and I'm already picking up my first passenger to take them where they need to go. And that was my life since last year, waking up at that time. And of course, and I enjoyed it more in a sense than working during the daytime because it's less traffic. And if you live in Miami, you already know traffic is wild down here. And people are careless drivers in Miami or Florida in general, who knows? So that's not the other thing. Then the other part is that I have a higher risk, no, not a higher risk, a lower risk of getting into an accident because there's barely any cars on the road, you know? But of course, there's other risks associated too, you know, like somebody can, I pick up people from the bars or from the strip clubs or, you know, people coming from work, or you just never know who's coming into my car drunk or whatever the case may be, you know. So I always had to keep an eye out and watch out because anything can happen. But nevertheless, I enjoyed working overnight than during the day after 5 p.m. in the evening, pretty much. And it was a blessing. It was a blessing. So at the end of the day, that's the reason why I'm choosing to stop doing Uber. I'm just tired. I want to be more with my wife. Another thing too is that I want to spend more time at the gym. I want to start going to the gym more. I want to focus on my physical health. I'm definitely focused on my spiritual health more. Be involved more with the youth at the church that my wife and I go to. Definitely be involved more with her and the community and all those kind of things. So that's pretty much the main reason why I am stopping that Uber and Lyft life. Although I made money, it was hard. It ain't easy. So with that being said, that does not mean that I will never do Uber or Lyft again. All right. When I say that Uber life is done, meaning I'm not going to consistently drive for them anymore. Now, the only time that I am going to be driving for Uber and Lyft are times where, like, for example, next year, God willing, we're planning to go to Tampa or to Jersey, right, for vacation. And obviously, I have to buy a flight, pay for the luggage, or if I'm driving, I have to pay for gas, this and that. So what I'm going to do is that whatever amount it comes up to for the plane tickets or gas or anything like that, I'm just going to use my experience in driving for Uber and Lyft and make that money and pay for whatever it is I need to pay for. So it don't have to come out of my actual check from my job that I work for. So I'll take advantage of that and just do 3 days of Uber a week for like 2 weeks and just make that money so I can pay for that flight ticket. So that's the only time. Or maybe if I want to go to an event, let's just say, and it may be pricey, or if I want to go to a very expensive restaurant, listen, I'm going to do Uber. Uber is always it's going to be there. It's going to be there for a long time. So I'll make money from that too. And I don't have to worry about it coming out of my work check. So it'll come out of my Uber and Lyft check. So it's all good. So that is the only time that I will actually do Uber. Oh, and also on days where there's big events happening in South Florida. For example, just recently we had the Art Basel. If you don't know what Art Basel is, you can check it out, Google it, and you'll see what it is. A big event. It starts, I think, from like Wednesday to like Saturday, or Wednesday to Sunday. This was a few weeks ago. And man, I made mad bread. You know what I'm saying? I made money. Matter of fact, that Friday, I worked from 3:30 in the morning to like 7:30. And I made over $100. I made, I think, 150. And then I went to work, my main job. Then I came home and I'm like, you know what? I looked at the app and I see red zones everywhere where I'm going to make more money if I drive. And I turned the app on and I was like, I'm only going to do 3 rides. And I had a bunch of bonuses and all that. And in 3 rides, I made about $90. And I was done after that because it was super busy. Going to South Beach, downtown Miami, like, it was crazy. The bridge, it took like an hour to get there. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do no more because I set a goal just to do 3 rides. So now that you know the reason why I am stopping from driving Uber and Lyft. If you have any questions about that life, any questions about the car stuff when it comes to driving for Uber, any questions on customers or anything like that, just let me know. Drop it down in the comment section. I would gladly answer it. So yeah, hopefully, I'm thinking, I gotta ask my wife, and she don't even know I'm about to say this until she watches the video. I may want to do another video and live, I'm not sure yet, about me and her. It's mostly about her, on her experience as a mom being home, or as a wife being home for a long time without me being there, because I've been driving for Uber and Lyft and making a sacrifice to pay off a lot of debt. I would like to know myself, her thoughts. I would like to know how she felt. Were there days that she was, sad? Did she cry? Did she feel desperate? Did she feel like, I just want to know. And I think you guys may want to know too. So I'm going to ask her. I think she may do it. I don't think she'll have a problem because she's done videos for me. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe and like the channel, and I'll see you next time.